Hi all. Now I'm starting. So last time we discussed regarding this packaging and all. So what is Java package? When to use package? Why we are using package and all. So today we will also continue about packaging. So how we will use a package, and inside that how what all are the access modifier, and how can we call or use a particular access modifier inside this package or sub package and all. So I am sharing my screen. In that we will discuss one by one all the topic related for private, protected, public, default, accessifier, and can you please confirm, are you able to see my screen? And
Not
okay, just now.
yes.
Okay, so last time we discussed regarding this packaging of section 5 lada and this lada one. So these two we discussed, so we will continue here again for this section 5, because in this section 5 we have multiple sub packages out there. So there are different packages and how we will call one package inside the other package and all the accessifier and all. So in this, so this is the section 5 lada is a package name. Inside that we have a class B, that is inside we have a some variable is a non-static variable, and then we have a main method. Just we created a object of class A, so not in class B, some different class is there. So for that we created an object, and then we are calling based on the reference of I. So they will check either A class is available. Yeah, if A class is available, then based on this A class whatever are the reference has created, that I will be called, that int is I will be called, not this I. This is different I, and this A dot I means class A dot I means that non-static will be called. But here we are getting some errors. Why? Because multiple markers at the time at this line, because we have a class is already declared, again we are declaring somewhere, so that reuse of class two times class A as declared somewhere. So that's why we will see later. And this is the next program, class B, they are extending B. So here B is there in this section 5 lada, B is also there, and we are extending the B. So whatever the details is there in the A class, like all the variables details and all, will be inherit in this B class, C class also, because by using extend we are inherit all the properties, variables, methods and all. So here in the main method we have a C dot C1 equal to new C. This is object created of class C. So now we are checking C dot I, but inside the class C we don't have any I, any type of variable, either non-static or static, but we are calling I. Why? Because of inherit the property from B, so B have I. So while we are inheriting, so same property will be available here also in this class C. So directly we can call C dot I. If you are calling the C dot I based on the object reference, you are calling non-static, that is fine, because main method is static, and inside this static you are creating an object, and based on the reference you are calling non-static variable. So this is non-static variable you are calling, so this is fine. If you will run this program, then output will be 0. Then we have c1.java file. So c1.java means class c1, class c1 is there, and here we have extend A, but A we are getting some error. Why? If you will see here, some error is showing A cannot be resolved to a type. A cannot be resolved to a type. Why? Because of, if you see here, A, we need to import from where A is calling. We have multiple A are there in this section 4, section 5 and all. So which A you are calling? So you have to import this particular A. So what is import? Import is used for this. Suppose if you want to call particular class, so either which package they are available, so you need to define. If you have multiple class with the same name in the different package or sub package, in that cases you have to import that. So you have to do this import. So what we are doing, import lara1 dot a. Then compiler will check either lara1 a class is there. Yes, this a class is there. So if you will go here, see, again we have some error is there. The import lara1 can't be resolved. Why? Remove unused. Create a class of a. Either there are two options, three options is showing here, because we are extending the class a, but in this class a, either we have to import this, somewhere a is there that we can import, others we can create a class of a, and you have to mention whatever the details is there, and others we have a fixed setups that will give some option. So in that cases we are not able to import this class because this lara1, so that is not available in this section dot lara. So either it should be in the same package, or if you are importing that is, we'll see here, the import this import L1 is cannot be resolved. Why? Because of, just a minute, we have to create a one class. So see, in these cases, like what is happening, like C1 we are extending the A, so A is available inside this lara dot pack section 5 dot lara package, so that is not an issue, this is happening. But if you want to call from this, like suppose this a any section, this is not there, section 3 dot f3 is there, section 3 dot f3. So if you call this one a, this a, inside that you are calling here this c1 dot section 2 dot f2, suppose. So there is some visibility is not there for this, like six, this app is also have a class, but this is not a visible, means why? Because of this section 2 dot f2, section 2 dot f2, if you go here and dot a class, so this a class is available inside that, but this is a default class here. Suppose if you have not mentioned anything, so this class is the default. So default always should be accessible where? Inside this same package, anywhere inside the same package. But what we are doing here, we are accessing outside of different package, not in same package. This is a package and this is a package, so this is a different package, this is different package. So suppose your class is default, so default have definitions like default can be accessible inside the package anywhere, any class, but inside the package. Private should be accessible only inside the class, not inside the package, inside the class. Public should be accessible anywhere inside the package, inside the class, anywhere. And this protected should be accessible inside the package, inside this package anywhere, and outside of subclass. sub package. So suppose this is a package, inside the package anywhere we can access protected, and outside the sub package, outside some package, sub package inside the package is called sub package. So there we can access. So you can check the accessifier details in this theoretical part. So here this class is a default class. So while we use this default class here in this section 5 c1 dot, so this visible is not there because that is default. In that cases what will happen, we extended class A. So class A either you have declared in the same package, that is fine, or else you have to create a visibility for this. Instead of default you can make it as a public class or not. So in this case what we are doing, main method is there. Inside main method cc1 equal to new c, object has created, and based on the c1 dot I we can call. But c1 dot I you will not get anything, because in this C class we don't have any variables, non-static variable. Even A class also we don't have. C1 dot class they extending A, and A I created but inside nothing is there. So there is no issue, but once you will run this program you will not get any output for this. So this output is coming, that is default different output. So that program is terminating, but here we will not have any issues, but there is no output will come. So the next program, this is D, class D, we are extending class C. So class C have after that we have a main method. So this is a package of section 5 Lada. Inside this main method is there, we are creating an object, and then we are calling d.i. So this is the protected default class, and we are extending also C. C is also default class, and C again they are extending some B class. So we have to check here. In this D class we have object created of D class. Now we are calling d1.i. So d1.i will not there in the class D. After that they will see this class C. Why? Because whatever the C variables, methods and all will be there, that will be inherited in the class D. So we have to check what is the C inside this C. C is also nothing is there. Then C is extending B. So we will go for the B class. What is inside the B? B have some int I is there. This is non-static variable. So that will be called here because we are calling d1.i. So d1.i will be the 0. Because non-static variable we are calling in this static method. So we created an object, and based on the reference while we call non-static variable inside this static method. So this is class C main method. Inside this class C we have object A1, then we have C1, and then we have D1. So A1 will call the A class, because directly inside the class C we have to check this is a package. Inside this package either A class is available. If available, then this object created as valid, and this based on this reference they will call this I. And then C1 equal to new C. In this class E we don't have any C because this is class E. So this will be checked inside this package, either C class is there. Again for this D class is there. If there, then we will call this d1.i. So d1.i is not there is no I is there. So this extend is C. So this will C inherit the property of all those. So C1 is there, any I is not there. Again this will be inherit the property from B. Then it will go for the B. Yeah, B have I. So this I will call inside this D1. D, and his inside that we are calling this d1.i. So d1.i will be not e1.i. This is the d1.i because object created for D. So d1.i is 0. For that cases c1.i. c1.i again will go for the class C, and then inside the C any I is there, not there. So it will go for the B class. So inside B is there, yeah is there. So this will be printed. Now A class is there, A1 equal to new. So it will go for the A class. A class we don't have any variables and all. So that will be not printed anything. So for these cases nothing will be there. So here you have some error also. I cannot be resolved or not a field. I there is no available field inside the class E. So you will get this error inside that. If you are creating an object and based on the reference you are calling this I. So like that we can use a package and we can create sub package. We can use accessifier like Java modifier or accessifier like private, protected, public and default. So this is class. Next program is this is class F. Inside that non-static method is there and this package is section 5 Alara. So this non-static method having some SOP. So just they declare in this one. There is no SOP and there is no other SOP and main method is there, not any SOP. This class is valid. Now class G also have a main method, and inside this main method, because in same package, so main method they are calling F object, creating a object is fine. F equal to new F, and based on the reference they are calling this test method. Why? Because inside the F test method is a non-static, so directly we can't call non-static to a static method. This is a static main method. So you have to create an object and based on the reference you have to call either a static method will be there or non-static method or non-static variables. You have to create an object and based on the reference you have to call. So if you run this program then f.test will be called test1 and then done. Test1 will call from this f this test1 and then done. Test1 done. So the next program is H. So H they are extending F. So F is already have a some non-static method is there. Inside H nothing is there but main method and they created an object of H. Now they are doing h1.test. So h1 have not, there is no non-static but they are extending F. So whatever the F property, variables, methods and all will be there, that will be extended inside this H also. So we need to check what is there inside the F. F is non-static method. So the same will be inherit here also. We are extending, so that inheritance concept will come. So if you are doing h1.test, then non-static method will be called, because here non-static method will be there which inherit the property method from this F class, and then hello world will be printed. So if you run this program here, you will get a test1.hello world. So the next program is I here. So inside this I, this is the package and they are extending H. So the package is I and H they are extending and creating the object of I and then I1.test. So H extending. So inside this H whatever the details will be there, that will be extended and based on the reference will call. But H we don't have any test method. Then they are extending F. So F should have a some test method is there. So this test method will call in this I also. So I1.test will be printed and then hello world will be printed. So this is the main very important topics which we are using for the packaging and all the accessifier and modifier in Java. So when to use and how we will use that. So we are getting here compile time error. Why? Because of, see here some package error is there. The declaration package Lara does not match expected package, because this expected package is section 5.lara, but here we declare Lara only. So there is no any other package here. So either we have to declare correct package details. So this class E is available inside this section 5.lara, but we have mentioned this wrong. So that's why we get the compile time error, and compile time error is showing this unresolved compilation problem section 5.lara this one. Now this J program. So in this J program also have same errors like package declaration is not correct. So we have to change the package here first, and then main method. Inside this main method they created F they created H, they created I. So I all should have a test method, non-static test method. So based on the reference, either you have to call or SOP will be printed, because all are inheriting. F have test method, H is inheriting F, so F is also test method. I is inheriting H and H is inheriting F, so F is test method. So like this. So that is valid. This is also a package issue, so this package issue you have to change or rename this package. So once you will rename this package, so this all classes you have to change, or once you will change this package, then the same package section 5 dot this. This is non-static variable. So I'll say here the class has declared as a public here, but most of the time we've seen the class as default here. All the classes as default. See, this classes is default, this classes is default. Some of the classes may make a public. So what is public? When to use public class, when to use default class, when to use protected class, and when to use a private class. And what is a package, what is sub package, that you will clear in this section 5. So section 5, this first package has completed. Now we'll go for the second package, Lara 1. So in this section 5, this package, inside this package we have a class A. So this class A is declared as a public, means accessible anywhere, not inside the same package, outside of package also will be accessible. Means this section 3 also will be accessible, section 1 also will be accessible, section 2 also will be accessible. So inside that there are three things are there. One is non-static int I. So this is default non-static int I. If nothing is there before this int declaration, means the accessifier or modifier is default. If you mention anything like protected, public and all, so that will be behave like a protected. So these variables also should have public, private, protected, default and anything. So this variables int j is non-static int j, and this is accessifier as a protected. Others is int k is a non-static variable, this accessifier is a public. So we can declare like that also. But if you declare, then for this all property, default can be accessible inside the package, protected call be accessible inside the package and outside of sub package, public can be accessible anywhere, inside, outside, anywhere inside that, private can be accessible only inside the class. So this will be the things you have to understand when you are using this thing. Now in this class B is there. In this class B have a object created, and a1.i, a1.j, a1.k we are calling. So class A, either what will happen inside that, we are calling a1, means a class we are calling. So a1 based on the reference we are calling class A I j k. So I is there, yeah, I j k is there inside the class A, but default can be accessible inside the package, means that is valid, means the output will come inside this a1.j. So j is a protected, means protected can be accessible inside the package anywhere, it's fine, this is also fine. And k is public, means that is by default anywhere we can access, so that is valid. If you'll run this program, you'll get the output of ijk default value, because all are non-static variable based on the object creation we are calling. So ijk is an integer type, so default value of integer is 0. Now the next program is class C. So this class C is a default class C, we can say default class C, and they are extending the class A. So class A is also, class A is a public class C. Okay, so class C have default, and class A they are extending, this is private, sorry, public. Now what we are creating an object of class C, and we are calling c1.ijk. So while you extend in whatever the property, variables, methods, details will be there, that will be extended from the class A to class C. So all things will be there, because in class A ijk declaration is there, same will be accessible here also. So there is no issue, and you will get a output once you will run this. So the same output will come, default 000. Then we have a class D. Inside this class D, we are extending class C. So class C have a same thing. Class C, if nothing is there, they are extending class A. So class A have some 3 variables. So in that cases, they are calling based on the D-Rayon difference. So they are calling the object of creating an object of class D and then calling with the this reference. So that also will have a same issue, like same error. Same output 000. Once you run this program, you will get a 000 output of that. So the next program will be class E. So the class E having, see here, class E having nothing, there is no non-static method variable declaration inside the class or a static, but they have main method. Inside this main method they are calling A object, C object and D object. So yeah, so that is without extending they are doing in this class A, without extend keyword. See, in this class D we send extend keyword was there, class C also extend keyword there, but in class E there is no extend keyword is there. But what we can in the same package we are calling. So while the same package class E having based on the object class, based on the object creation, we can call any of the class. So we created object of class A, and then based on the reference we are calling ijk. So in class A already ijk variables is there, that is fine. But again, without importing C or any import class, without extending also, we are calling this C. We are creating a C object, and based on the reference we will call. So we will get, compiler will go for the C class and they will check either C class having this one, not. So they have extend keyword. Inside that extend keyword is there and they are calling A. So that is also fine. Now class D. So class D, they are not extending anything of class D or something. Even they have not imported, because import will happen from the different package. If you are doing in the same package, then import is not required. But inside that class D object has created, means the class D we can call inside the package. So based on the reference we are checking. First we have to check class D having ijk, not there, means class C is extending here. So class C should have. So we'll go for the class C. Compiler will go for the class C. Even class C also not have ijk. Then they are extending class A. So compiler will go for the class A. So in this class A, ijk is there. Okay. So they will check the accessifier or modifier. In Java we'll have a public, private, protected default. So that will be called. And based on that, it will be called inside that. So means E class ijk will be called, because this is default. So default can be accessible anywhere inside the package, fine. Protected can be accessible inside the package anywhere and outside of sub package, and public will be accessible anywhere inside the class. If any private will be there, that will not call inside this E. If you have any private variable has declared here, that will not call inside the class E, because private always should be accessible inside this class only, not in outside of class. So these all are the concept we cleared in this these sections, section 5. Now we'll go for the next pack 1. So inside this pack 1, so we have a package section 5.pack1. Inside that we have a class B. So class B have C. This is private variable. So this private variable will be accessed inside the class B, even not in class C, only inside this particular class. So class B have private int I. So that will be accessible here. And then class C have main method. So see here, main method, we are creating the object of class B. B equal to new B. Fine, there is no issue. But what we are doing, based on the object reference, we are calling non-static variable here. That is also fine. but I is a private, so private only accessible inside the class, not outside the class. So here you will get a some compile time error. The field b dot I, line number 11, b dot I is not visible. Why not visible? We have to check. B dot I means b1. b1 is a reference of class b, so class b have I method, sorry, I variable. Yes, I variable is there, but this I variable visibility is a private, means it will be accessible inside the class, not outside the class. So you'll get a compile time error. It will now the next program. This is the section 5 pack 1. Class D is there. So class D having one is a private test method. So this is a private void test method. So void should not have any return type. Fine. This is the test method, and this accessifier is a private, means this will be accessible inside the class. Either private test method, private variable, or private class will be accessible inside this class only. Like, sorry, private variable, private method will be accessible inside the class only. So this is class D and this is a class E. So what we are doing, we created a class, created a d1 equal to new from the class D object. Now we are calling the test. So same error will happen because of this method is a private, and this will not be visible inside this class E because same error. Class D only accessible inside this class D. This private method will be accessible inside the class D only. So you will get a compile time error. Once you run this program, you will get a compile time error. So you won't able to run this program. So because we have some error is there. See this error is also clear mention unresolved compilation problem. The method test from the type D is not visible. So we'll go for the next program here, class F. So in this class F here, so this we have to change the package name because package name is not correct. Now class F have, this is a static variable. See, this is a static variable, and a static variable by default value is 0 if you are not defining any default value. So default value is 0, and this static variable have private accessifier. So this modifier or accessifier is a private type here, so it will be accessible here only. Once the classes will be loaded, this static method will load, but accessible only in the same class, not outside the class. And this is a static method. This is a static method will be accessible once the classes will be loaded, and this is void type, means there is no return type here, and some SOP I is calling here. That is fine. Then we have a inside the same package we have multiple classes is also fine, is applicable, we can declare. But while you are running this, so either you have to choose any one of the class name and you have to run this program, and main method should be there. So class G have a main method, and this is a class G, and here what we are doing, we are calling f1.i. so f1 is a class, so based on the class we are calling some reference. So f1 is the class which is available inside the same and same class here on this. So f1.i, so I is a static variable. Once the classes has loaded, a static variable has been loaded, but this is a private, so that will be called in the same class, not in outside of class. So class F is the one class and class G is a different class, so inside that we can't call. So this will be the field f1.i is not visible. So we'll get a compile time error. We'll go for the next program here, I. So this is I.pro. So inside that we have two class, and one is class H, another is class I. So H have private non-static variable. This is non-static, and also have a default non-static method. So this is if you have not defined any modifier, then by default will be default. So default void set int k is there. So this is default, and also this is default, some method is there, get method. Now what we are doing, class I is there, main method. We are calling this, we are creating an object of h class. So this class is available. For that we created object based on the reference we call get method. So either get method is there, yeah, h1 dot get method is there, but this get method is a default get method. So default can be accessible anywhere inside the class, inside the package. So that is fine. So return I. Now, so this method we will call. Now what we are doing, we are setting some h1 dot set is 90. So h1 dot set method is there, yes, set method. So int I we mention as a 90 here. So this 90 means I value is 90, because we are I equal to k. K is 90 means I equal to 90. But before that h1 dot get will be the I value as a 0, because private int was a 0, but this should private won't be applicable. So once you run this program from this Java application, so here you will get a by default value of I equal to 0, and I key value again we set it as a 90 here, because this set 90. But you will tell like this class have private, so this class having private int I variable, so private will be accessible inside the class, but we are calling outside the class inside this based on the reference. So h1 dot get, so this is a get method. So this get method is available inside this class of h only. So int get is there, they are returning some I. So I is default value is 0, because we created an object, and then based on the object reference we are calling this get method. So this get method will call this I, and I whatever the default value has assigned here. So we are not calling this variable directly inside this class of I, because we are calling this default method. So get default method, why we call this get default method? So whatever the I has been declared here in return, that will be called. So return is 0 here, so that's why there is no issue. If you will call directly int I from this one, then having issue, because of private won't be accessible. So that way we can access, either we can create a method of, and that accessifier is a different, then we can access. So we can see like these all in real-time project, like while you create any applications in that, or if you work on real time, then there you can see like how we are calling this private, how we are declaring a method, how why we are using default and others. So the next program here, like class J and class K is there. So class J have private int x, and class J having non-static y also there. So non-static y int variable is a default, and x is a private. Now what we are doing here, extending. So while you extend from the class K inside this class J, so these two will be imported, inherit this inside the class K, but this is a private and this is a default. So we can inherit, but while we have created a main method, inside we created an object of k1. Then k1 have a k1.x and k1.i. So while we use based on the reference of x and y, that inheriting is fine, but while we use in that cases, private can't be inherit, private can't be called. So here you will get a compile time error, x cannot be resolved or not a field, because x is not inherited, this x will not be inherited. private won't be inherited inside one class to another class. That will be accessible or visible inside the same class. So while you extend the class j, so that only int j will be inherit, not x. So like that we have a class L and class M. So class M is extending class L, but class L have private void test method, and other is void test2 default test method, default test2 method. So one is default, another is private. Now while we are extending, so only default will be extended, private won't be extended. So once you call this, you created the object of class M, and based on the reference, if you are calling in the test1 method, so that is private, so you will get a compile time here, but default will not have any issues. Same way we have a class n have a constructor. So see, now again we are revising all the previous topic based on the package topic here and modifier. So if we have declare a constructor should have a same name of class name. So this is a constructor of class n, and here also we declare a private. So if you are declaring or creating a constructor and that also have a some visibility, so private can be accessible inside the same class, but public will be accessible inside the other class also, or protected and default. So here main method, inside the main method we created an object, and based on the reference we will do this operation. So here what we are doing, just SOP is there. So once you run this program, what will happen? So once you run this program, so once you created the object, all the constructor will be called from the particular class. So either private, protected, public and default, not an issue, because in same class if you are creating an object, then there's no issue in that. So once you created the object, a constructor will call. So this is default object created, and n1 equal to new n. There is no parameter inside that we are passing, means default. So the compiler will check either default constructor has declared. If declared, then this will be called. So the SOP has there in the default constructor. So that will be print, and then the second SOP will print from the line number 11. Suppose if you are not providing this default constructor, then compiler internally they will provide the default constructor, but you will not see anything, because in that default constructor there is no SOP will be there, so you will not see any output effect. Directly you will get a done as a output. So the next program here, this class O and class P is there. Class O having a private constructor, and class P are creating an object of O1 equal to new O, and they are calling. So see, we are calling the class O, not in class P, and based on the O1 only we are calling. But what we are doing, we created the object inside the class P, right? So inside the class P we are calling based on this class O reference, but that will not be visible because we are calling or using inside the other class. So that is private, so that will be accessible only the same class. So you'll get a compile time error, and compile time error you will see the exact error. So inside this class Q also have private constructor of the same name of class name, and this constructor is a default constructor, there is no parameterized constructor. And class R extending class Q. Yeah, so here we are getting any one compile time error because of class Q is a private constructor, and class R is a one class, inside that we are extending Q. So while we extending queue, in this case class O and class P was there, but there is no extension is extending on all are there. Direct we are calling based on the object. But in that cases class R having extension like extending, we are inherit the property of the queue from parent to child R class. But in that cases whatever the constructor is there, we are extending here. So before extending you have to mention either super, because super will happen from the immediate parent class of call of constructors and all we discussed already, and this should be worked on this same class of constructor inside the same class, but super. So what will happen here, class q and class r is there, so we are extending the q here. So while extending, this constructor will call, so super method here we have to declare. If you are not declaring, then you will get a compile time error. Directly we can't extend this constructor inside one class to another class. So you will get a implicit super constructor q is not visible. So super constructor should be defined. How we will define, we'll see in this next program. So here you will get a compile time error. See the class S and class T. Class S having the constructor of S. There are two constructor. One is constructor is private and this default constructor. Sorry, one is constructor is private and non-argument constructor. Other is default constructor and that is argument constructor. So class S. Class T have extend X S. So class T also have a one constructor as a default constructor, non-parameterized constructor, and they have main method. So here we are getting a compile time error while implicit super constructor is not visible, must be invoked in another constructor. So while we are extending, so either this constructor will be called this, so we have to mention this supers keyword here. So this is the next program here. Class U is there, class U having a private and we have a private static. So private first one is, this is as IIB and this is SIB. Why? Because of if you mention anything accessifier or modifier after that static, then that will be SIB, means static block, open braces close braces. So this is a static block and that is private type. If you have not declared anything and just open braces close braces, means this is non-static block. So this accessible is a private here, so that is also fine, there is no issue. So like that we call completed pack 1. Inside one more package are there, so this is RST package. Just we defined a name, anything you can make it as a name, either ABCD package or com.employee.department or com.employee. Anything you can mention based on the project requirement and project. So the package should be always proper naming followed, naming pattern should be followed. So one more is section 5 is this all. So section 5 having RST package, so this RST package is section 5.rst, so we need to change this. And then here we have a so inside that we have a class F, and then inside this class we are extending some class A. So either we have a multiple packages are there inside section 5, we have multiple sub packages there. Other is one is Lara 1, pack 1, RST and all. So in every package having class A, so if you are extending that, so you should have to mention like which package you have to extend inside this section 5 Lara 1 dot A. You have to mention proper package name here, the first way. Second, either you have to import there After the package declaration, you have to import that particular package or sub package, then you can call of any class. So here what we are doing, we have created a class and extended this section 5 lara1 dot a. So section 5 lara1 dot a is there. Yeah, this is available here, means this have the variables here. Now what will happen, we created object, we have a main method, we created object of, so either you have to mention proper naming here also, because lara 1.a where is exactly, so either you have to mention proper naming based on the package, or you have to import. So this is the correct way. Now we created an object of this class a, which is coming from section 5 lara 1, and then class a. So we created object. Now based on the reference, this is the reference, so we are calling. So while we are calling here, we are getting some error. Why? Because of, see, this field is not visible, a dot I, because a is available inside this different package section 5 lara 1, but here what we are calling inside this package, this is also different package, rst package. So in rst package we are calling this a dot I. So I visibility we have to check. I is a default, so default should be accessible only inside the package, not outside of any package. So this is different package and different, this is different package, this is lara 1 package, this is rst package. So that's why we are, there is no visibility, so we are getting compile time here. Then second we have a1.j. So a1.j, j is first, we have to check j visibility. So a1.j, so j is protected type, means protected should be accessible inside this package, inside the same package or outside of sub package. So this is also not a visible, because this is not a sub package, this is a, this is one package, another is, this is different package. So inside the sub package only that will be declared, but public is fine inside this. See, this is a public, so public can be accessible anywhere, so for this there is no issue. Okay, so like that you will get a compile time error for this visibility and all. Now we will go for the class G. So class G, hello, can we continue here or?
We can tomorrow continue.
Okay, so tomorrow this part only we will continue. 5 to 10 program is remaining from this package, and after that we will start some new sections. So in that sections we will cover abstract, what is abstract, when to use abstract, what is interface, how we will create an interface, and what all are the implementations from the interface. So you can go through this topic also, like interface, abstract and all. And before that going topic, you have to check the public all the accessifier and package, why we are declaring package, what is the use of import, and what all are the accessifier is there in java and why we are using. Then we will continue after tomorrow abstract class, interface, interface implementation. After that we will have a casting and all that will be do later also. So these all are the topics which we will continue from next upcoming 2 days. Abstract class, interface, casting, and this 10 program we will continue tomorrow for this package. So tomorrow we will start this RST only, not others package information.
Okay.
Okay, then thank you everyone. Let me know if you have any doubt.
Sure. Amajit, these program is good, but in the real life, how we can use it? Like, if it's
Yeah, yeah. So already we
okay.
discussed like Java in use when website is there. If you'll go here, so we have some real-time project is there. So just if you want to see what all are the things we discuss and where we are using, so the see this is a full stack module is there. So in that full stack module, if you are for checking this Java with a Spring Boot and Angular, so this you have to click on that. Inside that we have some full stack related some program is there. So
You are sharing a screen. You just
yeah, just a minute, I'm sharing again. Are you able to see my screen now?
yes.
So I told like this is the website Java in use. So here if we'll go, just a minute. So this is a Java in use, sorry, Java guide. So Java guide having options like there are multiple things are there. Just this advertises. So see here, full stack options is there, full stack module. So in that full stack modules, we have a Angular, CRUD example with a Spring Boot. Means a Spring Boot means Java with a Spring Boot examples are there. So once you click here, you will get some real-time project related for Angular with Java, a Spring Boot and all. So how we are creating our application. So this is the overview architecture. Like Angular front end will be here, and then this is a backend which is used the Spring REST controller, and this is a database. So simple this application they have created, a step by step how we will create the applications, so that even this UI page is there. So insert, delete, update operations will be happen from the employee class or employee list. And what all are the prerequisites is required, you need to learn HTML, CSS, Angular for the UI side, JavaScript and all. For backend, Java with a Spring Boot and Angular basic, Node, npm and all. And then tools is like a Spring Boot technology, JDK, Spring Framework and JPA, which is used for the Hibernate database specification. And then they mention the front end technology and tools. After that, how we are developing this one, so what all are the methods and all. So we told already like how we are creating a method like default test method, test 1, test 2, test 3, something we seen, right? So this step we have a multiple method we are creating. So based on this operations like employee, delete, update, fetch the id, based on that update the id, delete the id. For based on that we are creating a multiple method. So you will see in this real time, if you will go for the coding part, so these all are the steps they created. See here they have created a employee.java. So this is the some Java file is there. Here see this import package is there. So whatever we discussed today, this is the package, like from where they are calling net.guide.springboot.model. From models this is a package declared. So this package means one package we discussed, and this is the import, like they are importing some other class. Some other class means some Jakarta those partition dot star means everything will be called from this package. So some other package is there inside, whatever the class will be there, star means all the classes will be called here. So they are using import here, they are using package here. Now class we already told accessifier or modifier how we are creating. So we are declaring public class, we are declaring default class. So what all are the accessifier we discussed, so these things are there. So this is a class, and inside that we have a multiple variables are there. So these all are the non-static variables. So this all non-static variables is private. So suppose if they have access private here, means this id will be accessible only this employee class, not other class. So we have department class, so department class won't be accessible this id, like that. See this is the private. So this whatever the concept we are showing there, so these things we are using in this real time example. So already we discussed the constructor. So this is the employee class, right? So this employee class having constructor. So constructor means employee, whatever the class name, same name should be the constructor. So the constructor has declared here. Constructor also should be the same name of the class name, and either we'll have a default constructor or parameterized constructor. So they created one employee class. Inside this, one public constructor is there. So today we declare we can create a public, private, protected, default constructor. So here public constructor is there, and this is non-argument constructor. So compiler will automatically provide if you are not providing. So here manually we provided constructor, but there is no SOP and any others requirement here. Now see here, this is the constructor of which constructor? This is parameterized constructor. So this parameterized constructor is used the first name, last name and email ID. So suppose if you want to fetch the detail of employee for first name, last name, email ID and all. So first you have to create a parameterized constructor. Whatever the class of employee you declare, for that you have a parameterized constructor. While you are creating a parameterized constructor here, if you want to call some parent class informations and all, in that cases we need to use a super of this constructor. Super means they will call from this immediate parent class. So why we use here super? Because see here, inside this class we are importing something, right? So this importing is happening from different class, means this is the Jakarta dot persistence package is there. Inside the package, whatever all a star class means, a star means all the classes will be there, which we can access here if required. If required we can access here. So that's why we mention here super also, because in that class maybe some of the constructor will be there. In that package some classes will be there. So in that cases maybe some of the package some of the constructor will be there. So while we are importing that or implementing that, so maybe that super we will get a compile time error we seen already. Suppose if we are not using super constructor, then we have some error will happen. So that's why we have declared here super constructor. And then we already seen why we are declaring method, get method, set method to set the variable. So get method we have to use to call. Set method we manually we have to set the value. So in that set method we have to pass in parameters, like what type of parameters we are passing. Then we have a this. So this we will discuss. This I think this keyword we haven't used right now. We'll see when to use this and all. And see here, this method is there. This is a method. This is method is a public type, and they have return type as a long. So here we have to mention this is not a void type. So this is a long type return. So either you have to mention a returns and all. So if you'll see in a single Java file, we are using all the concept whatever we discussed till now, section 5, all the concept we are using in the same class, single class file. See, this is a simple Java file. Inside the Java file we are using package, we are using import concept, we are using public, private, protected, default, we are using class, we are creating an object, we are creating non-static static variables, and we are creating a constructor, we are creating parameterized constructor, we are creating a super here, and we are creating a method. Inside that we have a parameterized method, non-parameterized method, we have a setter, getter, when to use get, when to use set. So these all are the concept whatever we discuss, these all be used in a single class. So like that we have a multiple classes are there, multiple Java classes are there. See here we use extend here. So extend when to use, while we inherit the other class property. So JPA is a inbuilt property is there. So this is different class. In that different class they are importing here. See, this is imported here, this is import. So they have mentioned the path of this is coming from this package, and this is a jpa.repository class. So like that we are using in everywhere. See, super here also we use. So if you'll go for this project here, Java guide is a simple CRUD application is there. We will discuss later once we will complete all the core Java concept. almost 5 to 6 completed, 5 to 6 still is remaining. So we will clear the all the concept from the core Java, then we will go for this one full stack Java guide here, and we will try to create this application. And here we will see like what all are the concept we discuss and where we are using in real time. So see, this is a get employee method is there, right? So get employee method is a list type. So this is a some list employee type of there. So they are returning something. So this returning is there, and this method is a public, like that. So you can go through this link. You will get a sum of the things like whatever the topic we discuss. You'll see here we are using all the things here: public, private, protected, default, class, static, non-static, constructor, non-parameterized constructor, parameterized constructors, method, block, and all. Super this. Understanding?
Yes.
Yeah. So I can suggest you go to this Java guide also, and for this theoretical part, just tutorials find or Java T point already I told. So here you can. So this is the tutorial point here. So in this Java, just you go to the Java here, and just clear all the concept whatever we discuss here. You will get all the answers as a proper way. What we are uh, showing here based on the programming and some of the theory we are covering. But if you will go here in this Java part, all the Java concept will be there. Just you have to revise based on them. So see overview, environment setups and all. Then what is variables, data type, operator we discuss these things. And then here see constructor, object class is there, object and class we discuss, method we discuss, constructor we discuss. Today we discuss access modifier, right? So here you will go here access modifier. So this see access modifier visibility. So it's showing private means only in the class, public means in visible in the world, means anywhere, and protected means package and sub all the sub package, same package and all the sub package. Default means no modifier are needed. The default no modifier are needed means same package will be visible in this package only. So like that, this is the overview of this what we discussed. But if you want details, then you can go for this tutorials. Here they have some of the basic examples also there, and this all are there. So till now we discuss these all Java control statement, and then object oriented programming inside object class method constructor system modifier, inheritance also going on. And then we will go for this interface. So tomorrow we'll go for this interface. Package already we discussed today. So once you click here the package, Java package, so you'll see here what all are the default packages there, how we will create a package, why to use package. So I am requesting you to go through this all and also revise all the programming. And if you want to see like where we are using this all concept in real time, so just go for the Java guide. In Java guide you can go for the full stack module, and full stack anywhere, like if you want Node, React and all, so you have to click on that particular. If you want Angular, then you have to click the Angular part from the full stack, and then see there what we are using in Java and all. So we'll continue tomorrow. Come. the package remaining things whatever left from there. Any doubt?
Oh, no.
Okay, then thank you. Bye everyone.
Yeah. तो लोग कुछ बोलते नहीं है